Hello everyone, welcome back to AITechone. My name is Sumit Goyal, and in today's video I will show you how to set up Salesforce DX in Visual Studio Code from scratch. Whether you are a beginner starting Salesforce development or an experienced developer setting up a new machine, its complete setup, this complete step-by-step guide will help you in installing everything you need and get started quickly. By the end of this video, you will have a fully configured Salesforce DX environment ready for Apex, Lightning Web Component, Flows, AgentForce, and more. So let's get started. So in today's video, we are going to cover what is Salesforce DX, why developer uses Salesforce DX, and we'll also talk about the operations from Visual Studio. So you might have gone through my previous videos where I've explained how do we set up Visual Studio Code and how do we connect Visual Studio Code with Salesforce in order to create and deploy some Lightning Web components in order to perform some development operations. So Salesforce has introduced Salesforce DX. Now, what is a Salesforce DX? So basically, Salesforce DX is a Salesforce development. Salesforce DX is a Salesforce developer experience. It's a modern development framework that will provide a complete set of tools for building, testing, deploying, and managing Salesforce application using a source-driven development approach. So instead of making changes directly in the Salesforce org, developers write and manage code locally using Visual Studio Code, Salesforce CLI, and then deploy those changes to Salesforce. So I believe that all of you have already configured your Visual Studio Code. Like as you can see, I have already configured my Visual Studio Code. I've already created a how do we set up a Visual Studio Code? How do we create a Lightning Web component? How do we create a project? How do we authorize an org? Then how do we create a Lightning Web component? So you can see I have created a couple of one component I have created for the agent force operation. Then if you go to class, we can create some classes also, right? And then what we have done, we have successfully connected. I have successfully connected this Visual Studio Code to my Salesforce platform. So it is connected. So that Visual Studio Code has successfully connected to my Salesforce platform, and you can see we have created and deployed some components and other functionalities. Now, what I'm planning is I'm looking for the Salesforce DX operation, and let's today I will show you that how can we queries, how can we perform the operation directly from Visual Studio Code in order to query records or in order to create records directly from a Visual Studio Code without using Lightning Web Component. How do we perform the operations on Salesforce from the Visual Studio Code? That's the requirement. And for this, we are going to take help of MCP server. So we are going to set up an MCP server in our Visual Studio Code. So that is the objective, that how do we set up Salesforce MCP, how do we set up an MCP server in Visual Studio Code in order to perform the operation. Now, in order to do this, so the very first step is you need to install Visual Studio Code. That is the first step. You need to create a new project, establish a connection, okay, authenticate this. And if you want to create any Lightning Web component, you can do that. And make sure that you have configured and installed Salesforce CLI also and the extension packs. So your system need to be get ready. And now what we are going to do, we will be going to create a new, we will be going to create a new MCP file. Now, in order to, I'm going to create a new file here, right click on VS Code and click on new file, and I label this as mcp.json. And before we proceed or before we write the code within the MCP JSON file, what we have to do, we need to switch to our Salesforce and navigate to setup and make sure that the options will be enabled. And for that option, what you have to do, you need to navigate to setup, home, look for user interface. So the option which you enabled is this one, enable MCP server and MCP service beta. So this service I've already enabled. So make sure that this service will be enabled. And then we will be going to start adding a code in our mcp.json file. So what code we have to write? So I will copy paste the code. So the code which I'm going to add here is this will be the code. server Salesforce DX, command npx, arguments -y, Salesforce MCP. And here we have to give the default target all. And in this default target all, what we can give, we can provide the name of, we can provide the username of our Salesforce platform. So what I'm going to do, I will go and check the username of my Salesforce platform to which I'm connecting right now. So the username is this. I'll replace the username. Let me remove this and replace this with the username. Yeah, here. So I replace this with the username and save this. So that is the first step we have to do. Now what's the next step? So now we need to start. Now we need to start the VS Code model. And how do we do this? How do we verify the server? So in order to do this, okay, in order to do this, what do? We'll press Control Shift P. That's the next command, and you have to say MCP list server. Now, when you say MCP list server, you are getting here server Salesforce DX, AITech MCP server. That's the previous one. So I say Salesforce DX. Now, which server you are talking about? We will be using this server only. And when I click Start Server, in the output, we will be able to see whether it triggered or not. Output. So, so what it will do, it will start, see this, it will start connecting to our server, and you can say connection status running, waiting for servers to respond, initiate request, right? So once it is connected, once it configured successfully, we will get a message that your server has started successfully. So this process may take some time, and it's waiting for server to respond to the initiate request. So we have to wait till this connection established successfully. So now you can see my MCP server, Salesforce DX server has established successfully, and I'm getting a message here, Salesforce MCP server running on Studio, this one. So it's basically triggered successfully. Now it's time to test it. And how we are going to test it? For this, I will be using the Copilot agent. And in order to do that, I'm going to take help of chat. So I click here and there is a chat session. I'm getting a chat option. If you are not getting this chat option, so you can search and you can search and then enable this. So I just add the chat, or else what you can do, you can say Control Shift P, search for chat colon open chat. You can see open chat. So when you click open chat, your chat will open here, and now we will be able to make a connection. We can make a request. So for example, I just write, I'll say list. You can say uh, provide me provide description about current Salesforce org. So you see, when I add a command, provide me description about current Salesforce org, so I get a message here like current Salesforce org type default target or configuration local and all. Now let's suppose I just say list all available opportunities. Let me just I just add a command. I just add a prompt here, list all available opportunities. So you can say it will say it is going to execute a Salesforce DX MCP server. That's a same MCP server it is using right now, and is fetching the returned opportunities record now. Line 1 of 200. It will take some time, but yes, it will definitely give you a response. And so we can perform the operations like we can fetch records, we can list the records if we want, we can create records. See this, we are getting a list of all, there are 32 opportunities. So if I go and switch to the opportunities, let's go to the opportunities. And how many opportunities will be there? We got 32 opportunities. Now let's suppose I just want to change the status of an opportunity. There's an opportunity called, let's say, Dickinson mobile generator. I just want to update this opportunity and set the stage as closed one. So let's give the command. So what we'll do then, I'm going to give a command here, update opportunity. Okay, update opportunity, Dickinson mobile generator, Dickinson mobile generators. Okay, update opportunity, Dickinson mobile generator, set stage as closed one. Enter. So let's see if this works or not. So it's executing the command, and once the command executes, let's see once it gets executed successfully, it's updating the record. See this, updating the opportunity record, and you can see I have to give permission. So basically, the command is to update and set the stage is equal to stage name as closed one. So once it gets updated, we'll get a confirmation message that the record updated successfully, and we will quickly go and verify the record. Or we can verify the record from here also, but I want to verify from the Salesforce platform. So you can see updating the opportunity using Salesforce CLI, it's performing the operations and it's updating the record. See, opportunity record updated successfully. Let's verify this. So I'll switch back to Salesforce and Dickinson mobile generator. Let me reload it. And for Dickinson mobile generator, you can see it's set as closed one, right? Now, next, one more command I want to check here. I just want to create an account name as Salesforce DX account and phone number as something like this. So what it will do, it will help us to create an account. So what, all the DML operations, all the CRUD operations can be performed by using this Salesforce DX. And now you don't have to deploy this, you don't have to initiate this, but it's like a prompt and we will be able to get the response from our the prompt. Let's go and check. By the time it's updated, I'm going to navigate to the account object, new this week. And yeah, it's not there right now because the command's still working on. So once the command will be completed, then it will be going to create an account in the name of Salesforce DX account. So yes, I allow and see this. So data record create as account, name is Salesforce DX account and phone number will be this and target org will be cursor AISWC. So that's the way we can perform the operations on our Salesforce platform using Salesforce DX. Let me just check this command, whether this command completed here successfully or not. Like as I mentioned, it used to take some time to complete the operation, but it solves your time. Now you don't have to navigate to Salesforce every time. You can do it from here only. It's easy to do that. See this account created successfully. Now let's go and quickly verify this. So I'll just quickly switch back to Salesforce. I'm going to reload it and we'll see it gets created successfully or not, or it gets completed successfully or not. So let's see the new account added here, Salesforce DX account, and the record added here successfully. So that's how we learn this. So this is all about in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to AITechone for more Salesforce tutorial, AgentForce, AI, Apex, LWC, Data Cloud, Prompt Builders, and Salesforce development content. And yes, don't forget to like, subscribe the channel for the latest update. Keep learning, keep watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.